Mercedes SLK has been setting trends ever since its original launch. It first started attracting attention back in 1996, largely due to its Vario roof, which transformed the open roadster into a hardtop coupe at the push of a button. The second generation SLK introduced the air scarf neck-level heating system. Now, with the third generation, a new roof feature is making its world debut. But more on that later. For now, we're too mesmerized by the SLK's beauty. The car possesses all the physical attributes which define Mercedes classic roadsters. Its elongated hood is followed by a compact cabin and a short rear end. From the outside, the new model is more compact than the old one. Mercedes' Michael Scheer says the car has become more masculine in its appearance. People used to call it a woman's car, he notes, so they've counteracted that, making it 30mm wider in the rear and longer. He says that the elongated hood with its protruding radiator grille is reminiscent of the 190 SL from the 1950s and the SLS from AMG. With its round aluminium air vents, the interior is sportier too. Even if the SLK is only the entry-level model in Mercedes' Roadster segment, its interior still boasts all the luxury and features you'd expect from a Mercedes. Shifting gears is a breeze, thanks to the SLK's 7-speed automatic transmission. The SLK comes with a choice of 3 engines, with an output of between 135 and 225 kilowatts. All of them are significantly more fuel efficient than their predecessors. We're lucky enough to be able to test out the most powerful one. The SLK 350 Blue Efficiency's 3.5-litre V6 engine produces a whopping 225 kilowatts of power. That propels the car from 0 to 100 in just 5.6 seconds. Its top speed is electronically restricted to 250 kilometers per hour. While the car's air scarf technology isn't new, no driver will want to do without this heater, which keeps the neck warm. But now for that new roof feature. The man from Mercedes says it's called Magic Sky Control, the SLK's latest innovation. He says that it's basically 2 panes of glass and, in the middle, a film containing randomly arranged crystals that don't allow light or heat to pass through. When subjected to an electric current, these crystals reposition themselves to allow heat and light to pass through the glass. The nice thing is that even when the glass is transparent, it still keeps some 80% of radiant heat out of the vehicle. And he points out that a cool interior reduces the need for air conditioning, thereby increasing fuel efficiency. It's most fun to drive the SLK with the top down, though its folding steel roof comes in handy on bad weather days. The SLK comes with 3 different roof options. There's the full hardtop, a panoramic glass roof, or the new Magic Sky Control roof, which costs almost €2,400 extra in Germany. But when the weather's nice, there's nothing like going topless. The new SLK, which has a starting price of just under €40,000 in Germany, appears to have what it takes to build on the success of its predecessors. Amarok is the name for a gigantic wolf in Inuit mythology. It is also the name of the first VW pickup. It's been on sale in Germany for just under a year. Volkswagen is hoping to outstrip the competition from Japan and the United States. We decided to get it checked out. Mathis Kurat says the Amarok cannot compete with the VW Touareg in terms of comfort because of its leaf-sprung rear axle. But then, this is a utility vehicle, and the steering is good, the seats are comfortable, it makes a good overall impression. But what about its driving performance? King of the road. Our car tester says that the engine sounds a bit rough but has impressive torque. The Amarok accelerates quickly to relatively high speeds without using a great deal of diesel. It can do under 10 litres per 100 kilometres even if you don't drive economically. That's very good for a vehicle of this size. According to the new European driving cycle, the pickup can get by with 7.9 litres of diesel, but in practice it uses a litre more than that. Even at high speeds on the highway, however, the Amarok doesn't use more than 9.5 or 10 litres for 100 kilometres. The more powerful 2-litre bi-TDI has an output of 120 kilowatts at 181 kilometres per hour. The Amarok weighs a good 2 tons. The 4-motion version can carry 862 or 1,047 kilos of cargo, depending on the suspension. Up to now, you can only buy a double cab version. But from the summer onwards, a single cab version will go on sale with a longer rear cargo deck. The dashboard is a nice piece of workmanship, as we would expect from VW, but don't expect anything padded. Here too, the Amarok retains its utility vehicle character. Inside the cab, 5 adults can travel comfortably over longer distances without feeling cramped. We've been impressed by the Amarok up to now. Now it's time to put it through its paces off-road. The pickup comes with either a selectable or a permanent 4-wheel drive system, and we want to see what it's capable of. In our test vehicle, power is permanently distributed via a torsion differential over both axles. ESP sensors stop wheel spin. Mathis says the Amarok's high ground clearance, its permanent 4-wheel drive and the rear axle differential lock make it a sound off-road performer. The mechanical differential lock comes as an added extra in Germany and will set you back around €670, but it's only necessary for very difficult terrain. The electronic version is enough if you're just driving on woodland tracks with the odd puddle here and there. The Amarok comes in different trim levels, as is customary for Volkswagen's stable. The European Highline trim model that we drove has chrome detailing on the front grille and mirrors. "17-inch alloy wheels. And a chrome rear bumper, though that's not really what you're looking for if you're driving off-road a lot. The cargo deck has an area of 2.5 square meters. Mathis wonders what we would do with all that space. It wouldn't be a good idea to carry your shopping bags there, as they'd fly away. He wouldn't load up bags, suitcases, rucksacks, or anything of much value either, as they could be stolen. Anyone could come along and help themselves. But this bed also has its uses, because there are some things that you'd rather not have in the cockpit. Wood, for example. Our car tester says the VW Amarok's off-road performance and cargo capacity makes it a good choice for anyone working in forestry or agriculture and who doesn't want to buy a second car for long-distance journeys.
King of the road.
Mercedes is putting its E-Class on a diet. New V6 and V8 gasoline engines are set to cut fuel consumption by up to 20%. A bivalent natural gas model will also be available, marking the debut of the alternative fuel in the executive segment. The gas drive has a range of around 360 kilometres. After that, the gasoline engine takes over. Kia is launching the second generation of the Picanto. The styling is the work of Kia head designer Peter Schreier. He and his team have revamped the model to give it a more dynamic and more powerful exterior. The Picanto, the smallest car in the Kia range, is now also available in a 3-door version. Martin Rudorfer welcomes us to the main hangar at the Technical Museum in Schleißheim outside Munich. And our 2 test candidates, the best money can buy in the car world, will one day themselves be marvelled at as museum exhibits. They exude luxury and in particular class. And the 2 of them are also in the top class when it comes to the price, says Klaus Breiter. The BMW costs at least €146,000 and the Rolls-Royce an extra €100,000. Servicing them isn't cheap either, but that shouldn't bother anyone with the spare cash to buy one. These are more than your usual status symbols, regal comfort and technical specifications that leave nothing to be desired. Nothing but the best for a Rolls-Royce. The Ghost packs a 12-cylinder engine. It boasts a 6.6-litre capacity and 2 turbochargers. What more could you want? Klaus Breiter reveals that apparently the men in charge at Rolls-Royce used to call their car's power simply sufficient. Typical British understatement? Well, this hood is home to some 570 horsepower, and thanks to a maximum torque of 780 newton-meters, you'll have more than enough power. Rolls-Royce and BMW have been working closely together since the mid-90s, explains Martin Rudorfer. In 2003, Rolls-Royce became part of the BMW group, so it's hardly surprising to see so much similarity in the 2 cars' technical data. BMW's 760 Li likewise boasts a 12-cylinder bi-turbo engine, albeit with a displacement of only around 6,000 cc. But that still translates into an output of 544 horsepower and an impressive maximum torque of 750 newton-meters. On that front, there's little to distinguish it from the Rolls-Royce Ghost. Visually, however, they're from 2 different worlds. The BMW 760 Li measures 5 meters 21 and looks far more delicate than the even longer Rolls-Royce Ghost. The English gent has all the majesty of a stately home, but that's not just because of the imposing chrome-plated radiator grille crowned by the trademark Emily figure. You have to love the wonderful paint job and imperious body. The 760 Li is the quintessence of the BMW philosophy, with its supreme sportiness that never runs the risk of appearing flashy. A bold form, vocabulary with crisp contours is what makes this baby stand out from the crowd. The exterior fits like a tailor-made suit. If Klaus were a chauffeur, he'd do plenty of overtime in this car. The feel at the wheel belies the Ghost's 2.4 tons. The high engine performance translates into a sports car style specs, while the suspension and steering are fantastically well balanced. Add to that the silky smooth shifting of the 8-speed automatic gearbox.
Hinzu kommt, dass die 8-Gang-Automatik butterweich schaltet.
The BMW 760 Li is likewise fitted with the new 8-speed automatic box from ZF. In addition to a comfortable ride, it also helps to save fuel. And the 12-cylinder unit's smooth running is particularly impressive. The active suspension smooths out the biggest of bumps with ease. The steering is very precise and direct, especially when you select the optional integral active steering. The Rolls-Royce Ghost's coach doors shut automatically. Inside, oodles of comfort and luxury. The top quality of the materials is matched by the top-class workmanship. There's acres of space in both the front and back. An entertainment system plus all manner of electrical assists mean your journey will be a very relaxed one. The interior of the 760 Li is somewhat more down-to-earth, but still of exceptional quality. The materials and workmanship alike are great. The design is bolder and has fewer frills. There's a greater focus on the technical details in the BMW, and you won't be lacking space either. Both vehicles have a cargo capacity of around 450 litres. Deciding between these two might ultimately, however, depend on your budget. This is the most powerful Skoda Fabia ever, the RS. The VW Polo GTI and the Seat Ibiza Cupra are both rivals and brothers. The three all share the same engine, a 1.4-litre TSI direct injection unit with 132 kilowatts. That's quite a bit of power and promises a lot of fun out on the road. As for the exterior, there are a number of subtle hints at the car's RS identity. That's the sporty front apron with large air inlets, which accommodates integrated fog lamps. Elegant wheel rims underline the sporty appearance, as does the roof spoiler, which raises the downward pressure on the rear wheels. The RS's sporty suspension brings the vehicle down a further 14 millimetres. It makes the dash to 100 kilometres per hour in 7.3 seconds and has a top speed of 224 kph. And this racer is not just available as a sedan. The station wagon version of the RS displays similar racetrack characteristics. They are both standard fitted with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission with an additional sports mode. Around bends, an electronic differential system gives more power to the outside wheel, while the inside wheel is slowed slightly. Aluminium trim and other touches lend a sparkle to the interior. An interior that is otherwise on the safe and sober side. But the seats are both functional and nice to look at. They envelop the driver like in a sports car. The 5-door Fabia has plenty of space inside. Its cargo capacity is particularly impressive. With the seats down, you can pack in close to 1,500 litres. On this front, it has the 3-door VW Polo GTI and Seat Ibiza Cupra beaten hands down. Both Fabia RS models have an official fuel consumption of 6.2 litres per 100 kilometres. That corresponds to a CO2 emissions level of 148 grams per kilometre. Both comply with the Euro 5 emissions norm, but like so often, more fun means more fuel. Price-wise, the Fabia is available for between 21 and 23,000 euros, just like the Polo GTI and Seat Ibiza Cupra. And in terms of technical specifications, there's not that much separating the three rivals. The Fabia RS's engine does get rather loud at higher speeds. In sport mode, the dual-clutch transmission hangs onto the gears for longer. That, combined with the sporty suspension, makes the Fabia RS a speedster that's a real joy to drive.